Hello everyone, welcome to Sharmit. In this session, we are going to talk about another very important topic related to Angular route guards, where we will just discuss about the types of route guard that are available with the Angular 19 plus versions. Okay, so remember one thing, that in this session we are just going to talk about the theoretical thing, like what are the types of route guards available, what are their purpose, interfaces, and when it will run. Okay, and in the upcoming session we will see each and every type with practical examples. So don't worry that we are not going to skip any of the practical session. We are going to cover everything with examples as well, but here in this session we will just talk about the theoretical thing first, because before directly moving into the practical examples we should know about some of the theoretical pointers, so that we are going to discuss here. Okay, alright, but before we proceed further with this session, I would like to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released sessions first, because they all are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow them sequentially, then it would be much more easier for you to understand the ongoing topic, because for time being we are just mainly focusing on how to use Angular route guard type, what are the types of Angular route guards available. Okay, and for the detailed and content you can refer the Sharmit digital course book, which is freely available in the description box. From there you can take a reference and you can make use of it. Okay, there are 3000 plus free resources available in both Hindi and English language, so you can take a reference from there. Alright, so let's get started. Here you can see we have one heading that shows Angular 19 course by Sharmit. Post that I will put today's session topic name, that is types of route guard. Types of route guards. Okay, so this is the thing. Now one by one we will discuss each and every type of the route guard. The first one is CanActivate. So let me write it here, CanActivate. Okay, so let's say someone asks you what are the interface of CanActivate. So you can simply write that interface for this would be CanActivate itself, CanActivate. Okay, so this would be the interface. Now my question is, what is the purpose of CanActivate route guard? So the purpose of CanActivate route guard is just to control if a route can be activated or not. Okay, so to control this thing, like if a route can be activated or not, we will use the CanActivate route. So you can simply write it in a purpose that it controls, yeah, or you can simply write controls if a route can be activated. Okay, then the third thing is when it runs, when it will run. So in that case you can simply answer that it runs before routing, before route navigation. Okay, so before the route navigated it runs. Okay, so let me write this thing also here, before route navigation. So these are the three things that we will be discussing for each type. So for CanActivate you can see that interface is CanActivate, purpose is it controls if a route can be activated, or maybe you can write entered, because in deactivated we will talk about the leave, so therefore I am using the here entered. Second second type of route guard is CanActivateChild. Now maybe some of you can relate it with CanActivate, because here we have one additional term, that is CanActivateChild. That means everyone is talking about the child route here. So let me write here CanActivate child. Okay, so here like firstly we will write interface. Interface would be CanActivate child. Okay, then purpose, I'm sure like you can guess the purpose here, because it's quite simple to guess it, because it controls if our child route can be activated, if a child route can be activated. Okay, so in case of CanActivate, it will check if a route can be activated, but in case of CanActivateChild, it controls if a child route can be activated. Next is when it runs. So again, like here you can relate it with this. Before route navigation, here I will write before child route navigation. Before child route navigation. Okay, so this is the thing. Now we will talk about the third type. I'm sure like in last session we talked about fourth route also, which is CanLoad, but here like when you check the Angular official website, you will find that type is deprecated now because it's a older thing. So here we will just talk about the four types. The first is CanActivate, second is CanActivateChild, third one is CanDeactivate, and fourth one is CanMatch. So let's talk about the CanDeactivate. So here I will write CanDeactivate. Okay, so here I will write interface. It will be CanDeactivated. Okay, CanDeactivate. Then we will write here the purpose. In purpose we will write it controls if a user can leave or deactivate a route. Okay, so that's why like I put here entered, because here we are talking about the leave. So here we will mention controls of a user can leave, deactivate, a route. Okay, and then we will mention when it runs, because this is very important. So in when it runs, we will mention that it runs before leaving a route. Okay, so you can simply answer all these questions in interviews by just looking at their name only. CanActivate means it controls if a route can be activated. When it will run, before navigation. CanActivateChild means it controls if a child route can be activated. When it runs, before child route navigation. CanDeactivate controls if a user can leave or deactivate a route. When it runs, before leaving a route. So this is how you will find out the actual meaning by just looking at the name. Before leaving a route. Okay, then the next and the last point is CanMatch. Yes, so CanMatch is something which comes after Angular 14 plus versions. Okay, so let me put it here so that you can keep it in mind. Angular 14 plus. Okay, then we will write here interface. In interface I will write simply CanMatch. Purpose in purpose we will write controls if a route should even be matched. Okay, and then we have the next thing, that is when it runs. So obviously it will run during the route matching. When it runs during the route matching. So these are the all theoretical thing which I would like to share before we directly start with the practical examples of it, because because once you have understanding on this, then you are good to go with the practical example. Okay, so yeah, that's all for today. See you in the next session with new topics. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.